And we are live once again, ladies and gentlemen. And today we have all the way from New York, I'm saying that because I'm in the UK, Mr. Joe Fontana, the black sheep of the Delta. It's so nice to see you. It's so great to have you on board. I wanted to invite you here today because I find you very special and
That's what
nice
she
to have
said.
you.
That's what she said. I was gonna wear that black sheep thing all session long, but my dogs have been sleeping on it, and it smells like 3 dogs have been sleeping on it.
That's
That's
amazing. It's
that's a
good to
taste.
have you here, Joe.
It's always fun to
We
be
are
here.
here because I really want to talk about things that really matter. And you and I are all sales fools, hitting our 50s and all that shit. I'm
Oh,
not
I
there
hit it
yet.
like a brick wall 2 months ago. I hit it like a big wall. That's why my face looks like shit. The wall's unforgiving.
Yeah, and it won't get better.
I thought it was gonna be
But
like a cartoon wall where I get to go through and you see my silhouette, but no, it was one of the brick walls.
it's good to have you. So today, because we know everything about sales, I wrote a book, and you've been doing sales for all your life, and you found a true passion of yours. You obviously have been doing that all along the way, being a sales manager and a sales director, VP of sales, and what the fuck of sales. Pardon my French.
I thought you said we were gonna keep those to a minimum.
I'm trying. So what we're talking about today is how you actually get people to sell, because it's a lonely job, and the only way you can
Real
survive in
easy.
sales.
You give them a script and some telephone numbers. You tell them to read the script. If there's a question, there's another page on how to answer the questions they ask. Just do it 300 times a day. You'll have a Ferrari in 6 months. You'll be a LinkedIn influencer in a year, and that'll be that. You'll be like me, telling jokes, because all I do is read the script. Here's my script right here for the event today.
Yeah. So what we will be talking about exactly is
But look to
sales
talk
coaching.
about. We just solved it for everybody. There you go. Write a script. Make sure somebody who doesn't know your product writes the script. So, like, ask your technical officer, ask a marketer who's about to retire. Show it to your mom. Moms do a lot of homework now for millennials. So have your mom write a nice script and call everybody with the magic machine. You can't text them though.
No. So
Sorry,
what
no
is
text.
sales coaching in 2026 these days? Joe, I know you just became a president of something, young sales coaches in New York or somewhere.
So I am a chapter head of SDR Leaders of USA. I've been friendly with their with their leadership for a couple of years. My journey back to being a sales coach really came as the result of going on sabbatical over the summer and the fall and now the winter, and mentors like yours truly. As I sat with them, were like, distance yourself from everything. What would you do if you didn't have to do anything? And then I found myself um, realizing I love coaching young sellers.
Nice.
Honestly, a lot of the time I'm doing it for free. If you follow me on LinkedIn, you'll see from people that I've mentored the impact that I have on them. Um, Trying to leverage that into working with organizations on a more formal scale, but I'm a tough pill to swallow because I don't coach for kindness. I don't coach for comfort. I am not your friend. I don't come in with pom-poms. There's gonna be a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but you will be fucked 10 times better for it by the time I'm done with you. And
I
there are
remember,
thousands of dudes on LinkedIn right now that I met through shits and giggles that I've helped for no other reason than to just help with my own boredom and for the fact that guys helped me when I was young that are 5, 10, 15 times better after 3 or 4 hours of conversations. And that's
tell me,
because sellers today are afraid.
tell me why is it a problem? 29 years ago, I was a supervisor at a telemarketing company,
Man, I miss call centers.
having 200 people. Yeah, come on, and all that shit. Read the script. Why is it so hard to finalize 300 calls on a day?
Um, there's a couple of reasons why. The first is Back in the day, you could live off a script and have a book with all of the objections there and get coached on it between your 500 dials that you did in a day because the seller had all of the information and all of the knowledge. There was no internet. There was no place for you to go. Is this guy lying to me? Is this deck for real? Are they really as good as they say they are against the three other companies that have called me? Um, Now the buyer has all that information. The buyer runs the show. So you gotta live past, jokes and scripts and nonsense like that and witty ways to get on the phone and really dig into having conversations with people. And young sellers today are fucking terrified of it because they've been bred to believe that technology solves all woes. My technology will find the people I need to talk to and tell me why. The technology will show me the messages I need to send to them. The technology will send those messages out in such a way that I don't end up in spam. Those tools will then create the same series of messages on other social media platforms.
And I practically don't have to do anything.
And I don't
That's
gotta do shit. And now I'm gonna get promoted because I look super productive. All the bells are whistling, all the trains are running on time, nothing's creaking, nothing's squeaking. Now I'm in charge of 10 other people on how to do the same thing.
so what happens when you are coach? I haven't coached young people for a long time, apart from India half a year ago. And there at least things are very different from how they are in the States. Uh, what are you coaching them with then? What are you focusing on? What's the challenges actually?
The challenge is that these kids have no confidence in themselves, nor do they have any training on what the technology is replacing or should actually enhancing. They look at it as, well, back in the day, you had to sit there and do research on your ICP. Well, now I've got Bebop Boop to do that for me. But because they don't know what true research on their ICP looks like, they don't know that they've just been handed a false bill of goods. And because they've never taken the time to sit with marketing and understand the research that helps them dive into the why behind their prospect, the pain and the challenges, when it gets fed a bullshit bebop boobor 5M dash message, they don't know that they're looking at a false bill of goods.
Yeah, because I think one thing that never has changed, two things that never have changed. One thing is that every year for the past 30 years, someone states that cold calling is dead. And,
Why? No,
uh,
effort is dead. Effort is dead. Doing the thing you're afraid of is dead. So I was talking to a seller the other day. Kid's losing his shit because his contract's not he's not responding to me. I pinged him twice. I DM'd him. He's not on LinkedIn, so I doubt he's ever gonna see it. Have you called him? Then call him. Yeah, but what if what? He asks you a question? You don't know the answer? Oh, and I don't know the answer. I'll get back to you. If he has a question, you address it. But hey, shit or get off the pot. Where are you? I sent this. You're the one who told me we need to sign this by Tuesday. That was 2 weeks ago. Where are you? So he picks up the phone and he makes the call. And because of the link that he used in the email, it got blocked and it's sitting in spam. Found it, signed it, looking forward to the email for onboarding. And the time it took for me to get up,
everything
fill
was
my
in his
water,
nothing
and this
actually.
all happened in the time it took for me to stand up, take a piss, grab my water, fill it up, sit back down. Did you call him? Yeah. What happened? It's been sitting in spam. What's next? He just signed it.
So, because that's the second thing I think that has never changed in sales, especially when it's cold calling, human connection.
Yes, it's all about human connection. In this day and age, you can get by with some digital forms of connection, especially as a young seller who might only be tasked with having to set appointments as an SDR or a BDR would. You can get all that done with LinkedIn, but if you can't have conversations, you'll never be a seller. And it all comes down to a non-existent fear. People are afraid to get on the phones today for the same reasons they were afraid to get on the phones 30 years ago. Nobody wants to be told to go fuck themselves.
We don't
Kids
like the
today
no.
don't realize, though, that the 100 dials they're making when they're part of a concentrated effort that includes social media, includes emails, you're making 100 dials. 90 people send you right to voicemail, think you're spam, don't pick up, 10 people do. 5 of them think you're the doctor or the school because you thought you were slick with that tool that makes it look like you're calling from down the street. So they don't wanna hear it, they hang up.
Yeah, usually, at least in my state, you have 12 to 20 conversations on a daily basis.
But
That's it.
if I see 5 and they do 10, it helps them build their confidence. It makes me keep my reputation as a miracle worker. So it's you're gonna get 5.
Okay,
Are
sorry.
you afraid to have 5 conversations today? Are you afraid to have 5 awkward conversations today?
No, and it doesn't even only apply to SDRs. It applies to
Comes
founders
to
as well,
everybody. Oh, they're the
solopreneurs.
worst. They're the worst dealing with CEOs and founders. Tell me about your company. Uh, all they wanna do is talk about their company. All they wanna do is blast out the 5 books of the Bible in the hopes that somebody, likes it, and it gets them nowhere. They're worse than even younger sellers because younger sellers appreciate that they have a lot to learn. Founders sometimes are wrapped up in their own brilliance.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I worked with the founder, super brilliant, always told they're brilliant, but couldn't find water if they fell off a boat if it came to having a conversation because they came to the conversation with the demo open, the deck ready. Let's talk through this. Let's open through that instead of, hold up. All this person did was reply to an email.
Take
Why
it
don't we
easy.
just get the conversation and get to know them, see if this is even a fit before we waste our time? Like the kid who should have asked me that the other day before they pitched me a tool for a company I had recently just walked away from. But we're happy to find out all the new fun stuff of what their competitors are doing because they sent me all the decks and they opened up everything. Take a look. Show me your source code. Show you your source code. Well, here it is. Great. I'm
So,
gonna
so
record all
nothing
this
really
and bring it
changed.
back to the I'll record all this and bring it back to the board of the company I represent because you guys didn't do your homework.
So nothing really changed the last 30 years.
Nothing's changed except nothing's changed. It's always been about fear. And again, the 100 dials you make today, you're having 10 conversations. You want to see real fear? Flip that script back. Cop in your DeLorean, go to 1995, and now 100 dials. 90 people do pick up. 75 of them have just colorfully painted an easel and this beautiful canvas of how you can go fuck yourself. And the different ways you can have sex with your
Yeah, it's much
family,
easier today.
the different ways you suck. Then you get 15 conversations. Now, those 15, you're going to walk away with 7 good ones, but you got to go through the 7 guys that read right through your bullshit. You said and instead of if. You sound like you're reading off a script. You couldn't answer the question. You're sitting there stumbling and fucking mumbling, and this guy is ripping every life decision you've ever made in 30 seconds.
So
See
sales
you
coach.
tomorrow. See you
Yeah.
on the phones. We're going to do it all over again tomorrow. And people be like, where's Billy? Billy jumped off the fucking bridge because he couldn't be told enough times how much he sucked.
Amen.
You laugh because you've seen it. I ran call centers. I ran a call center 500 deep. Why do you think the churn was 85%? Was it because they weren't good? It was because they got tired of being told by total strangers that they suck.
Yeah, they burn
Now
out.
it's the same
It's
thing.
an
Now
active strategy in a
you have
telemarketing.
LinkedIn telling them that they suck because of their posts or their content. But drive back in time with me and see how long you last.
But I still know how to do it, so I'm fine.
Well, you and I know you know how to do it. These kids today, they wouldn't be able to live in that world. They're afraid to call a guy for a contract.
Oh, people have a lot of.
Meanwhile, back in the day, be like, I just sent you the contract. I'm going to call you every 15 minutes on the 15 minutes until you sign it.
I actually think the beautiful thing about salespeople who are good, or whether it's 30 years ago or now, is what you really learn that things are not dangerous, and that does something
It's always been
beautiful
like
to people.
things are not dangerous. Kids need to come and learn it for themselves, but the only way that they're going to learn it is by having done it tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of time. And they haven't done the work and they don't know how to do that work.
Amazing. Any last memorable things to say in regards to sales coaching?
Yeah,
Sir
don't get into
Fontana.
it. Don't get into it unless you know how to manage people. It's Now everybody wants to be a sales manager because they think it's all glory and they think it's all fun and they sit in that office and they're in those meetings. But if you're unable or incapable of getting down to people's personal roots, to their why, to what makes them tick, to how they learn, to how they want to be motivated, to how they need to be disciplined, then you are going to flop on your face and you are going to bring down a lot of good kids with you. Because a lot of the kids that call me up, Joe, will you mentor me? Joe, will you hop on a call and walk me through this? Joe, can you tell me if this looks okay? Is because they've got some dipshitted do-through manager that couldn't spell it if you had it in the eye and tattooed the T on his fucking forehead. Because they're too busy managing the tools. Perfect example. Had a young man, coached him for a year, always had shitty managers, finally gets a role. First day on the job, his monthly goal is 22 meetings. First day on the job, he gets 11 meetings. And his manager was like, "You're 7 minutes shy of talk time today. This is why you're getting written." And that's what's broken in sales. It's not that cold calling is dead. It's not that this tool is dead or that tool is dead or this method doesn't work or that method doesn't work. I could walk into a pastry store. If my ICP is there, they're going to fucking know about it. What's broken are all the skills that made sellers sellers.
So if you would give me one advice, if I'm an SDR, what would that be?
Besides call me, you're an SDR. You're a young seller. Know your prospect, know their pain like you know your own. Like you know your why, you need to know their why. Why are they on the phone with you? Why will they jeopardize their reputation with you? Why will they put their career on the line with you? Because that's what's changed in the eyes of sellers and buyers. Back in my day, back in the early days, sellers had all the power. Now the buyer does. The only thing your buyer wants from you, they don't care about promotions. They don't care about being the toast of the town. They don't want to get fired. So as you pick up those phones, how am I going to help this guy not get fired? What is it I'm going to do? How is it am I going to approach this? Not look at what my tech does. Look at what my company solves for. It's what will I do? Be the CEO of your role. Because selling is all about belief. And those that take that CEO approach to their role eventually find themselves on that path to self-awareness and belief because they're taking the time to study, they're taking the time to research, they're reading the books, they're going to the events, they're listening to the right people, they're understanding when they're listening to the wrong people. They own everything. Sales is an amazing opportunity for people to change their lives, their families' lives. It's the only role in all of capitalism with unlimited earning potential.
Hmm?
Doctor is capped at doctor rates. A lawyer is capped at whatever it is he charges. Stockbroker can only make so much on a trade, but a seller is infinite.
Ladies and
That
gentlemen,
opportunity comes with a lot of hard work and a lot of
absolutely.
error. It's worse than baseball. You are in a field where you need to fail 90% of the time. So if you can live through that, so the one thing I would say, CEO of your own role, you're in a rejection-based game. Get the fuck over it. Once you
Ladies
get
and
over that
gentlemen,
part, everything else works out. Everybody I'm going to talk to is going to tell me no today. There's nothing wrong in saying that. Everybody I talk
ladies
to,
and
tell me no.
gentlemen, let me into the conversation.
There's no fun in that.
Joe Fontana, thank you very much for joining me here on these Raw Talks.
Man, talk about the drum roll taking you off stage.